And welcome back to another episode of PC 419. Logitech have sent out the Logitech Pro keyboard and the G502 mouse. We're going to go through some of the specs on both the keyboard and the mouse today, check out the actual Logitech software, and see what the mouse and this keyboard is capable of. But let's go through it. We'll start with the keyboard first and check out some of the specs. So looking at some of the specifications the Pro keyboard has actually got here, far from being a 10 keyless design, its USB port that Logitech have done, which is a bit of a proprietary plug, it is still a micro USB, but they've done a connection here to actually secure the connection on the actual keyboard itself. So obviously you can't break it, it can't be moved around and so forth. This gives a bit more stability with the keyboard. Micro USB here, going to your PC is, I can see here that even the cable itself, it is a high strength cable I've done here. It's not a flexible cable, but it is obviously durable. Moving forward along here, Logitech have got the LightSync RGB. So LightSync RGB here can be controlled by the Logitech Hub software, which allows you to obviously control all the lighting on the keyboard itself using the software, which will go a bit more further on in the video. And this allows you to actually control what the keyboard can do in its lighting, and also to macros, which we'll move on from there. Going back to the Hub software itself, so this can be customized for game mode. So game mode allows you to have different profiles. So for example, for games you're playing with Overwatch, you've got PUBG, you've got Portal, you've got Project Cars, Star Wars, a few other games have been supported as well. So that can be controlled using the Logitech Hub software. Function keys, so the function keys itself, so from F1 to F12, Logitech have allowed you to actually make proper macro keys for these. So using from F1 to F12, you can control software, pretty much control gaming as well. So if you want to dedicate a game to one of the F1 or to any of the F keys on your keyboard, this can be done using the Hub software at the same time. What Logitech have done here with the Pro keyboard is giving you 3 adjustable steps on here, angles. So it's giving you from 0 degree angle to 4 to 8 degrees. And this allows you to bring it up higher here. You can go to 4 degrees here, or you can bring it down to 0. And it's also got rubber mats on the bottom here to keep the keyboard more stable. So now going to the keys itself, what Logitech have used with this keyboard, they've used the Romagy tactile key switches, which has a durability of 70 million key presses, has an actuation distance of 1.5 millimeters, also has an actuation force of 45 grams, and a total distance travel of 3.2 millimeters. Now this, like I said before, this is a 10 keyless design, so it's a TKL keyboard. It is portable, it can be taken anywhere, so it can be put in a bag very easily for you guys to take around. Also too, what this does have is a dedicated game mode. So as soon as you hit the game button here, the Windows key is not active. So you press the key here again, Windows will come up and allow you to actually use Windows. This is specifically made for if you're playing a game and you hit that Windows key by accident. If you're in windowed mode or you're in full screen mode, it doesn't allow you to go out of the game. Some people do hit that. To be honest, I don't really use it, but it's really good to have here as a dedicated button. And also too, what Logitech have given you is an FN key, so a function key here, which does control your volume up and down and your mutes. And then also controls, example, if you've got Spotify. So if you've got Spotify running here, hit the FN key, you can hit play, stop, next song, go back to previous song. And also too, obviously allows you to run any of the function keys from F1 to F12 as we discussed before. So let's go to the G502 mouse, and now with that, it is customizable, it has 11 customizable buttons, and it's got adjustable weights for 3.6 grams. Now going forward to the laser itself, so the Hero does use a 16K laser, and can go up to 400 plus IPS across 100 to 16,000 DPI. The turntable on the bottom of the mouse where it carries all the weights, and now with that there, like I said before, it has got a 3.6 milligrams. It comes with customizable weights on it and can get to a total weight of 3.6 grams. The G502 does come with RGB, so it is LightSync RGB, so it can be customizable with the Logitech software. Now let's go through some of the tech specs on the G502. So as I said before, it has got 16,000 max DPI, has a 1 millisecond response rate. So you can go back, if you don't know what response rates are, you can go back to a few of my other videos that I've done on mice reviews, and I'll explain what the response rate is on that. It also has a height of 5.2 inches, width of 2.95 inches, the depth of 1.57 inches, and the weight of 4.3 ounces, which is 121 grams. So it has a durability of about 250 kilometers of running space on your mouse pad. The sensor is the Hero TM. Has a resolution of up to 16,000 DPI, but you can go as low as 100. Has zero smoothing acceleration filtering. Has the max acceleration of 40 Gs. and has a max acceleration of 400 IPS as well. So the system requirements, it does say here Windows 7, but we all know that Windows 7 has finished, so Windows 8 and up. Also support for Mac OS, Chrome OS, and also has its USB-A and has internet access for Logitech G Hub optional. Logitech also does supply a 2-year warranty. Now going to the responsiveness, USB data format is up to 16 bits. USB report rate is up to 1000 Hz, which is 1 millisecond, and it has a microprocessor of 32-bit ARM processor in there. Okay, so now let's look at the Logitech software here. So Logitech have actually got the Logitech Hub, which in front of us we've got the G502 and the Pro keyboard as well. So we'll start with the G502. As you can see here, it's got a 100% battery. And we'll look at some of the settings we can actually change on here. So this is the polling rate we can change on here. So we got sitting at 8,000. Brightness here is at for 50%, 100% you can change here. You can change your logo as well. Let's look at the assignments here. So you get key assignments here on the mouse itself. So you can actually change whatever buttons you like. So you can change it for productivity, for Windows. It actually does give you a fair few options with this when you're setting up commands. Keys, you can do the same thing on here as well. You can change the actions on the keys, so you can actually set a macro for one of these buttons here. Then you've got the macros itself, and then you've got system here as well. So these are the default settings on the G502. Then you've got the sensitivity, so you can go from the DPI speed. So you've got 400, 800, 1600, 3200, or 64. And obviously it can go up to 16,000. So if you bring right up to here, but the settings on DPI speeds on the actual mouse itself is maxed set for 6400. So if you want to set it up here, you can actually bring it right up to 16,000, and your last setting will be here at 16,000. Bring it back to this. Back to 6400 because it's a bit too high. Then you got your report rate here. So it's set to 1000, so it's 1 millisecond. 500, 250, and 125. Like I said, if you like to actually get more information about this, do check out my other reviews on this. And I went more into depth and report rate or the polling rate of the mouse back from the mouse to the PC. That's what that's all about. Let's check out the Pro keyboard now. So the Pro keyboard does give you same options what the G502 does. So you can change the color of the keys here as well. Contrast, a cycle as well, so you can reverse cycle it. You can set the speed for 2 milliseconds. You can change the freestyle here as well. So the color brush and the colors on the keyboard, which you can change whatever you like on here. And then you get your presets as well. So you can change your preset to whatever color you like here. So if you go to here, your keyboard will change to whatever color. Key assignments, like the G502, but on the keyboard itself, you can actually change your key assignments on here. So all your F keys from F1 to F12. You can change whatever keys you like. You can do the key assignments here directly to the keys. You can change the actions, so you can actually change an action for. So if you press F1, it will open up Discord, OBS. You can set this up for your streaming as well. So if you want to do a streaming on this and you don't have, say, example, a Stream Deck, you can actually correct this, all the F keys, and actually have everything onto you as an actual Stream Deck itself. You got macros as well. You can create new macros. So if you can press, example, if you want to set a macro for F1, hit F1. And you want to set up a stream, for example, you can hit F1, it will open up OBS, all your settings, it will start recording, do what you like, and have all that settings at the same time. And then you've got your system keys here as well. So system keys is your actual keys itself, what it can actually do from device. You've got your editing as well, copy and pasting, you can actually change whatever you like on there. So, and then you've got game mode, we'll go back to that as well. So game mode will disable your FN key, your other key as well here, and your Windows key at the same time. So Logitech Hub does give you a fair few options on here for your G502 and the Logitech Pro keyboard. And good thing about it, what I can see from here with obviously the amount of time I've been using it, is that it's all in one software and it's so easy to change and so easy to customize. If you wanted to do something, there is other software out there for other manufacturers that does give you probably a bit more options what this does. But I can see that this is very simplified, very easy to use. It tells you, well, the G502 Lightning here as well, it's obviously battery capacity on the mouse. If it's running out, it'll let you know as well. So the actual Logitech Hub software, I can say that I've actually giving it my thumbs up because it's so easy to use and it's actually well done and well set from Logitech. So what are my final thoughts on the Logitech Pro keyboard and the G502? Now we'll start with the G502. The G502 mouse has been an excellent mouse so far. got a good wireless capability of obviously having good probably 15-20 hours worth of mouse usage, then obviously standby as well before I had to sort of start recharging before I went into a raid or started playing or started streaming. This mouse here, the cheapest I did find on here is from Mwave, and Mwave got it for $185. Pretty much every retail I've got around that price. That is Australian dollars as well. And I've got to say to Logitech, they've done really well for light speed. But let's go to the Pro keyboard itself. So the Pro keyboard, now using this for the last couple of weeks, I've got to say that they've done really well here with the Roma G keys. Obviously these keys cannot be replaced. They're actually part of the keyboard itself. So the Pro X is the newer version out now, and they can be changed. You can change the keys on these, but on the Pro keyboard you cannot change for the Roma Gs. Now the cheapest I did find on, which is probably on Amazon, it's about 159 Australian dollars. And going from the Pro and the Pro X keyboard, I've actually tried the Pro X keyboard too, and I've got to say I prefer this one, and it's the older model. I don't know why Logitech went to the new Pro X with different keys. I can understand people want to change keys, but I actually do enjoy the Roma G keys. But I've got to hand to Logitech for both of these. They've done really, really well, and I've got to say that I cannot really have much complaints with both of them. I've had hundreds of keyboards and mice come through the PC419 Studio, and so far these are probably one of my top 3. So I've got to hand to Logitech there, and I've got to thank Logitech once again for sending out the G502 and the Pro keyboard. Guys, this is the end of the video. What are your thoughts on the Pro keyboard and the G502? Let us know in the comments below. And also too, let us go, join our Discord and all our social medias. I'll have everything in the description below as well for you guys. But guys, once again, thank you so much for joining into this very special episode with the Logitech stuff we got here. And there's plenty of more content coming out with us, and do stay tuned. So hit that sub button, and guys, guess what? I'll see you next one. It's absolutely fantastic. I didn't say it. I cut it out. I was trying not to say it.
I was waiting for it as well. I'm like,